race cars will eventually be the key to time travel. Hear me out. As we get faster and faster, at what point do we get so close to zero that someone has to figure out, like, you're now, 5 years from now, we've been 7s, 6s, 5s are getting pretty common, 4s. Eventually, somebody's going to be like, that guy went 0.03. I got to go a little faster. And suddenly your tuner now has to figure out.
Oh my God, Cooper, that's brilliant. Something will eventually be faster than a nitro funny car. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, something's always going to be faster. So, like, we're always going to be working to go faster.
God.
And, 10s used to be fast. Now 7s are getting not fast anymore.
Yeah.
6s are pretty common.
Yeah. So
The distance isn't getting any shorter. We are getting faster.
okay, let me ask you this though. Okay, I see what you're saying. That's in drag racing. So we know that I could have a rocket propelled vehicle that could get me to the quarter mile faster.
Yeah.
But we need to do it on the Bonneville Salt Flats because my rundown space needs to be 3 miles.
Yeah, but let's still use 8th mile.
Okay.
So now you're still trying to go faster and faster in the 8th
And
mile.
stop.
At some point, somebody's going to go 10 seconds. I mean,
It's inevitable.
in mathematical, like, if you look at how much faster we've gotten over X amount of years,
Okay.
somebody's eventually going to go 10.
That's so true, dude.
And then somebody's going to be like, oh, I need to go 0.9 to beat him. And then
Oh my
you can only chip away at it for so long. There is a bottom. 0.00.
Is the bottom the limit that the human body can make? Like, how much can the human body accelerate in G-forces before it's mush? If you go 1.2 in the quarter mile, the G-forces to accelerate you to that might be where we get some limitation.
Okay, so let's talk about RC cars.
Okay.
Suddenly they're RC cars. There's not a person in it. Where do we find a bottom?
Well, the bottom,
0.0, like if it's a drone where you're not actually driving it,
Okay.
at some point we're gonna try to be faster.
well, yeah, we're trying to be faster every year, and right now you got Tony Stewart going 400 something 500 miles an hour in the 8th mile, doing like what 4 seconds.
Yeah.
That you're right. If it goes to a unmanned drag racing car, and with sim racing, you're in a sim, you drag, you have none of the effects, none of the risk. If we have no more human element, let's talk about the drag racing deaths that have happened in Funny Car and Top NHRA. There are limitations to the motors that are for the safety of the driver and the team, right? There's been people that have died doing that sport, and these implementations are there now. What if you removed the human being, you did sim drag racing, and now you had an unlimited class, no restrictions?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because this is like obviously somewhat joking, but like at some point we
Yeah.
are going to find
Yeah.
a limit on drag racing. And people thought on radials the limit was, 9 seconds. And then suddenly you got people doing drag and drives going 650s.
Yeah.
It does, like, the limit, if you tell a drag racer there's a limit, they're gonna prove you wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But at what point do you get to be like where it's like that?
Holy
like-
cow.
At some point you're gonna almost be like, you blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good, bad, or whatever, but like this theory is stolen from a Rubik's Cube theory, where they have gotten so much faster over time that
Oh, yeah.
they are almost at a point where it's like you're almost towards that, like right where you're almost at a negative. And then what?
And then, yeah. What is it? You beat the Rubik's Cube? We're done marketing Rubik's Cube tournaments?
But like once you're at negative numbers, then you're talking about time travel.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my gosh, Cooper.
It's pretty crazy.
That's crazy, because if you could arrive at the finish line before you start,
Yeah.
that's time travel.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. And things don't, like, you wouldn't hear it, but I mean, we're obviously talking about something like a railgun at that point.
Yeah.
Basically with
Yeah.
a pilot.
Yeah. But then you're breaking the sound barrier. I mean, but you're right. What is the floor? When do we arrive at, okay, eventually someone's going to go 2s, 3s, 1s.
Okay, so how about this for an idea?
Okay.
So if I go drag racing, do I have to, like, do the rules say I have to have everything with me at the finish line? What if I pull up into the beams, stage up, and then something launches me? And then there's still a thing on the starting line.
Like
and I'm just, traction's not an issue. I just got slingshotted out.
Oh,
and I'm just kind of in this like,
a capsule.
no
a
motor,
bullet.
no nothing on this thing.
Yeah.
Besides just an aerodynamic bullet that I just got launched out of.
Yeah,
Like,
so a railgun using electromagnetic currents, you could proceed, like, depending on the power. Oh my gosh, how much power? What if you could connect a cord, like a plug-in to a gigafactory, and all the power simultaneously gets exerted on that? But you would turn into mush. Like, you got to understand the G-forces on the body, it would be hundreds. Like, you would not exist in the form you exist today.
Yeah.
So there's a limitation the human body can, which leads us to why these UAPs are so impressive, is because they are gravitational fields that warp gravity and time, allowing it to be sucked into the space it wants to fill and control its direction. That's why a human could roll around in these UFOs or UAPs because the effects of gravity. So you would have to have one of those in your drag racing vehicle so that the human could live.
So I would almost have to be air mask in a vacuum canister with a steering wheel.
Or the propulsion is in your capsule, but it has wheels.
Yeah.
And so
I just imagine like the situation where you're like, to your tuner, that guy went 001. The only way we can beat him
is add more numbers to the time.
is if we can go negatives. He went 000 in the quarter. 0.00. The only way we can get him is if we can go negative 001.
He went to the 12 power 0.01, you know.
Exactly. You need a physicist winning a Nobel Prize to tune your hot rod. All at the same time.
Dude, I like that one. Let's expand on that next time, man.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah. Maybe we could draw up some blueprints with a crayon, and you and I will be the fastest men on earth from this podcast.
Yep. Well, if anybody's a physicist and wants to explore that a little bit, but we'll probably wrap it up
Yeah.
there. I'd say that's about good.
Yeah.